What's up, everyone? Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Closers Lab. If you have never watched this show, my name is Max Jimenez. I'm the host of the Closers Lab. What do we do here is we talk to sellers, we talk about closings, we talk about high-level negotiations. So happy to be here. We're going to let some people jump on. Hey, as you're jumping on here, let us know where you're watching, what market you in. Let us know in the comment section. And also, this is a live show, so ask all your questions, make your comments. I'm looking forward to today. We're gonna get into some conversations. So we are live again. Ask your questions, and as you're jumping on, let us know where you're coming. Where you're tuning in from, what market you're in, and so that way we can give a shout out. Not only to you but to your market as well. I'm extremely excited today. I know we didn't have a show last Thursday. I'm super pumped for today. We're going to let some people jump on here before we get started and we get going. One thing I want to say is that today I am going live today with the one and only Eric Klein. Today, Thursday at 4 p.m. Arizona time, 7 p.m. Eastern. Pretty excited about that, man, because I feel like it's going to be a dynamic duo. It's going to be crazy, this live that we're doing on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, go to Real Max Jimenez. There you can find you follow me, and there you can find the live. So right, real quick also is that share the stream with somebody, hit the like button, share the stream with someone, and let them know that you're live with me and on the Closers Lab, because we're going to make some calls. We're going to get people to we're going to negotiate some deals. I got the dialer ready to go. I want to let a couple more jump on before we get started here. So we have a few of you guys jumping in. Where are you guys watching from? What market are you in? And I'll definitely give you a shout out, so that way you can tell us what market you're in. So let's see here. Let's look at something really quick. So we had a little bit big announcement today is we had a little bit of delay on the 30-day deal challenge, guys. I haven't forgotten about that. The 30-day deal challenge closed the other day, closed about a week ago. We still are planning to do that. I have 20 of you selected. We're ready to send the email. We had a delay for the reason of I had a couple of other commitments, but one of the commitments fell down. So we're going to fell off. So now we're going to basically get that back out and start it again. So we're looking at somewhere in September. Michael says Massachusetts. Awesome, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you for logging on and watching the show. Again, guys, I'm going to say this again. This is a live show. Ask your questions, comment. As you're coming in, as you're tuning in, drop what market are you watching from, and let's get started. Let's see if we can talk to some sellers today. And I want to answer all your questions, right? You guys know that I'm an open book. I want to answer your questions when it comes to anything that has to do with negotiations and anything that has to do when it comes to talking to sellers, right, and locking up deals. So as you are all coming onto the show, let me get this dialer started for sure right now. Okay, perfect. Travis is in South Carolina. What's up, Travis? How you been, brother? Thank you for being on the show, guys. I missed last week. I got tied up and I double booked, and so I had to take another appointment. But I'm gonna talk about that call because I think we had a lot of questions as well. So hopefully I have some time today to cover that call. If you did watch last week's call that I did a premiere on, so it was a call from another live that I did. Eduardo, what's going on, bro? California in the house. Let's do it, bro. I love it. We're doing a deal right now in Fresno. We have a deal that was sent to us in Fresno and another one. So if you have deals in that you want to move, need help moving, reach out to us, collaborate. There's a link on the bottom. So that way you can jump on, give us the information, and then we'll work with it on you and give you feedback on exactly what that is. So let's see where we're at here. So let's get this started. Let's see. Oh, cool. Eduardo says I'm from Fresno. Nice, brother. Yeah, we have a deal right now that we're moving there. We got a couple buyers that are going to potentially go look at it today. So 8-4. Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Yep. Oh, let's try that again. Hopefully it'll work this time. Let's see. All right, perfect. Cool, man. I'm glad you're tuning in. Stay tuned. We're gonna get into some conversations. We want to start dialing here. So again, as you're jumping on, let me know where you're tuning in from, and I'll give you a shout out. So that way people can know your market. Mateo, let's get some deals. Let's do it, baby. Let's go. Let's see what we got in this list today. So got a couple records, guys. Also, if you want me to call your list, again, I have individuals that can help me with it. If you want me to call your list on the live today, and if I don't get to your list, we have the back end now to follow up. There's a link that you can submit your lead to. Now, there's obviously some stipulations, right? There's a qualification for that, is, and you have to have already talked to them. We're not going to cold call for everybody. That's a wrong number. Eric from Houston. What's up, Eric? How you doing, brother? Appreciate you for being on the show. Xavier, all the way from Wichita, Kansas. We have a deal in Topeka, Kansas that we just got pictures on yesterday. So we'll see what the Kansas market brings in. So actually, let's see. Okay, no answer on that. So yeah, Kansas seems to be a good market. I think right now we have a bunch of buyers in North Carolina that are hungry for deals, in Washington State, in Alabama. Hello, I don't know if you can help me. Trying to reach Lexa. Okay, it looks like he broke up. See if we can call him back. Harvey, what's up, brother? How you doing? Long time no see, man. Thank you for being on the show. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you very much. That was weird. Huh. Oh, they hung up. Let me redial these people right here. Voice message system 956543437. All right, no contact. Jared said, hey Max, have you done innovations? Do you know we officially haven't done any? I know it's like the new thing now, right? Everybody's pushing it. Everybody's on Novation King now. It's so interesting to me. Give me 1 second, I think. So it's the new thing, right? It's the new, I always call it the new kids on the block, right? And so what's interesting is that everybody's on Novation King now. Everybody's doing novations, and it's a great strategy. Again, it's another strategy to get deals. I typically always go for the cash offer first. Obviously, if that doesn't work, then I try to do something creative. I haven't done too many novations, and I mean, we've gotten into situations where we talk to sellers about novations, but we never gotten into the point where we actually completed a novation. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see how long that lasts, and how long that this strategy. It's been around for a long time, actually. It's just now hitting mainstream, but it's a great way. Yeah, I wouldn't stay away from novations. I think it's a great way to do deals that are tight. There's a lot that goes into a novation. You have to structure all the paperwork correctly. There's some states, some people do it with like a power of attorney. There's some other ones who do it different. So it just depends who you learn from, and there's people that do it very different. So yeah, I wouldn't hesitate to get away, I wouldn't hesitate to actually to look into novations, just because it is a good strategy. I mean, to get deals. So let me check this list, because I'm getting people it's contacting people, but for some reason I'm not seeing the address, so I need to verify, make sure that this list is correct. But yeah, I mean, novation is a great strategy. We don't stay away from it. like I said, we've gotten into negotiations. We've talked to sellers about it. We just never completed one yet. Let's see here. Sheesh. Okay. Let me check the list because it was really weird. I'm getting people to answer, but I'm not seeing the address. Um, let's take a look really quick, guys. Bear with me. Remember, this is a live show. Ask your questions, make comment, share this with someone. Hit the like button for me. That helps me out a lot to get this out to more people. One thing I want to say is last on Tuesday for Club Collab, I forgot to mention this. We actually had a really good show. We talked about giving a market update on buyers and sellers. If you haven't watched that, I highly recommend going back and watching that. We've gotten a lot of great feedback on the show. Tremendous feedback. I know some people have said this has been one of the top shows that we've seen, that I've put out with Ryan and myself. It's a great show because we talk about how Ryan is how he's navigating the waters with buyers, and then we break down how we're navigating the waters with sellers in this market right now. So let me see what's going on with this list. What in the world? Oof. All right, there's something wrong here, so I'm going to have to probably upload this again. Interesting. All right, let's see. Man, this thing's all messed up. Jose, you're in Fresno too as well. Yeah, we have a deal there right now that we're selling in Fresno. We got some really solid buyers. And if you have any deals in Fresno that you want to move, reach out to us. I can tell you right now that as we posted this deal, we've even had some people that looked at the deal, gave us feedback on it, but then they're like, hey, I have a deal too. I want to consider, I want to try to collaborate with you guys on the deal. So we're building up that the relationships there in Fresno as well too. So oh man, I don't know what's going on today with this list. Let me see. Let me look real quick. Okay, I see what happened here. Perfect. Okay, so let me all right. All right, let's see. All right, sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to fix the list so I can upload it again and then get you guys and then we're gonna start to talking to some people. So okay, perfect. All right, let me upload the file. See, Jared says, what do you think are the best ways to pull back when talking to a seller? When talking to a seller, what do you think are the best ways to pull back when talking? Well, it just depends on where you're at on the conversation. I mean, I think it really does, right? Like, do you where in the conversation do you want to pull back on? Is it when they're asking you the price? Can you elaborate just a little bit more for me, and I can definitely help you out because there's a lot of different spots where I mean, I can, end the sale in the beginning of the call, right? Like if I'm talking to a seller and I say, "Hey, I'm calling you, I was calling because there were some notes here that you might consider selling this property. Is that I just want to verify if that's true, and then they say, I was thinking about it, right? Oh, you were thinking about it. Yeah, it just depends on what you got to say or do. Okay, so you weren't really interested in selling. You just wanted to see what we could offer on it. So then they're gonna say, yeah, okay. Well, I mean, if you're not really considering selling, then I don't know if I want to buy this property. So that in the beginning, something like that, right? That's one way. That's a way to pull back. I just don't know where at that you want to pull back, like and just because it's a very vague question, because there's many ways and different ways to pull back. Jared, I don't know if you have a scenario I can help you with. um I mean, you can hold back information by asking questions, by reversing. There's ways to reverse, but I mean, this, like, if you have a little bit of more insight on the question, I can definitely help you out with that. So he said, I didn't mean to type seller twice. Okay, got it. All right, so we got the listing here now. Jeez, let's see. Right, let's get back to dialing. All right, so let's do the full name. Property condition. Yes. The address is the address. No city, bro. Oops. Okay. Yeah, we don't need that. Phone number, and then we're gonna do the notes. Sorry, guys, I had to re-upload the list because for some reason, I don't know why. First name, address. Let me just verify that this is the correct one. Let's see. Okay, perfect. It is. All right. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, Jared, I want to help you out on that. So you can definitely give you a little more insight. There's not a lot that I can work with on that, right? It's a very, if you have a little more details on it, I can definitely answer your questions on that. All right, perfect. Okay, let's call this list. All right, we got the dialer back and running. Let's do it. Start power dialer. Perfect. All right. Let's see. All right.
Please press the start button on your screen to begin calling.
All right, and we're back. So I was just asking in general. Jared said I was asking in general, but let's say when a negotiating price. Okay, I mean it's you know what, when you're talking about pullback, you obviously. Hello, Rochelle.
Yes.
Oh, hi, Rochelle. My name is Max. I'm calling you because you had spoken to one of my team members about your property over at Regency Circle. Said that you might be considering selling that one.
Maybe. How much they'll give me for it?
I don't know. I just start. Yeah, this is my first time calling you.
Who did you speak to over there? Who did you speak to?
Let me check really quick. Because there's a couple of team members that.
Spoke to it.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Yeah, I spoke to a couple of people.
Got it. What about does Tom ring? Tom, did you speak to Tom?
Oh, it might have been Tom.
Okay, yeah, no, and obviously, the Tom left some notes.
He told me that if he listed it, he could get me at least $750 on it.
$750,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. And
do you think you could at least get me that much?
I don't know. I mean, obviously, this is my first time calling you. I don't know anything about the property. I don't know anything. I haven't really. There was some notes on here, but you know how it is. The notes don't always tell the whole story. Are you okay if I follow through on some of the questions on here, and just so I can get caught up to speed and hear from you?
Well, let's see what those questions are.
Okay. So is that a yes? I'm sorry. I'm confused.
I'll listen to your questions, and if it's something I can answer, I'll try.
Got it. Okay. So what I'm seeing is that Is this is property that is this a rental property? Because I didn't see any notes on here whether it's a rental property or if it's your residence.
No, it's a rental.
It is a rental. Okay, perfect. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And is it is it occupied with the tenant or is it vacant?
No, actually, the tenant just left like 3 of their dogs here.
Oh, wow. So the tenants left and they left their puppies, their dogs?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I
That's
told Tom all about that.
mhm. Yeah, well,
And
I
Tom
don't
should have all the information.
that I don't have. I don't have that on here. So that's why I wanted to follow through on that cuz sometimes there's gaps and obviously I'm just trying to fill in the gaps in order to determine, where we could be at on an offer for you, right? And I do notice one thing is that you do have it currently listed under in on Zillow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you already have it listed with the real estate agent.
Yeah, but it's not Tom, and
No, of course not.
I
Yeah.
kind of like Tom. He was a nice guy.
Tom was a nice guy. Yeah, no, Tom's a great guy. That's why he sets up these calls for me because when he talks to people, it's not we're not just trying to make an offer, right? We're trying to figure out how we can find a win-win solution. Now, can you help me out with something? I'm a little confused because earlier you said you wanted to get over 700,000, but you have it on Zillow for 532.
Well, that's why I like Tom, because he said I could get so much more.
Okay. So you're looking for someone to make the highest offer, not necessarily the one that's going to show up in your bank account.
I want the offer that's going to show up in the bank account.
Okay. Yeah, because there's, in the past, I've had people tell me, I'm looking for the highest offer, right? And I always say, sure. Obviously, you always want to go get the most you can out of it and try to, maximize it. But always the highest offer is not the only one that shows up. I've seen it, and I've had people in the past. They go with the highest offer when we make an offer, and they end up coming back because
Yeah.
those.
I'm sorry. You know what? I missed your name.
My name is Max.
Max.
Yeah,
Okay,
with direct
yeah.
home buyers.
You know what, Max? You sound like a really nice guy.
Uh-oh, that's not a good statement.
But no, it's not. You really need to get. I mean, it sounds like you got a great personality and all this stuff. And doing the right thing without scamming people and without being dishonest sounds right up your alley, because I think you could make yourself something at that. My suggestion is just get a job where you don't have to lie to people.
I'm really confused. I've been talking to you for probably less than 5 minutes and you're saying that I'm lying to people. I'm really confused.
I am.
Yeah.
I am definitely saying that because nobody gave you my name unless you're working for a company that goes through Zillow and pulls all sorts of people. There is no Tom.
Well, I mean,
I don't rent.
There's definitely a Tom, and I work with multiple teammates. There's Tom and there's Ryan, and then I have Kenny. So they come from 3 different people. That's why I say I don't know which one it was. And they could come through Zillow. Yeah. So, but if you're not interested in selling, if you're not interested, that's fine. I mean, again, you saying you want 700,000, but yet you have it listed for 500. Yeah, I think that's more scamming people.
I totally lied to you because, I was hearing lies from your end.
Okay.
And
well, sounds good. I'm not here to debate whether who's lying or who's not lying. I'm not here to debate who's lying or who's not lying.
Like a nice guy.
Yeah, no, and I'm not here to debate.
You make something good of yourself.
Oh, I have. Thank you. But I'm not here to debate who's lying and lying. I'm just going based off the information, the file that gets over to me. But yeah, if you don't feel like if you don't want to sell, I really appreciate it. Okay. Have a great day. Okay. Guys, got to make something of yourself. Stop lying. Oh man. That happens, right? So this is what happens when the information that we get. Sí, bueno, Ilse. All right, she hung up. Yeah, that's what happened. So in the notes, I mean, there's definitely that name. So yeah, either someone's lying, but again, it doesn't matter to me. At the end of the day, all I care about is whether she wants to sell or not, right? You know, I called her out on it. I've been talking to you for 5 minutes, and you're calling me a liar, right? Like less than 5 minutes, excuse me. um, Jared says she's funny. Mateo said, called her out. Who's scamming who? Right? She told me she wanted 700,000, but she's got it listed on Zillow for 500. Come on now. Let me go to the next record. So that was an awesome call, by the way. Why are you laughing, Ryan? Go make something of yourself, bro. Hello, Alma.
Oh,
Hi, may I speak with Alma?
pero,
Oh, sí, bueno. Disculpe, estoy tratando de localizar el dueño de la propiedad en la 34 Atlantic Avenida.
¿quién habla, señor?
Ah, mira, mi nombre es Max. ¿Usted es el dueño?
¿Qué se le ofrecía, man? Dígame.
Oh, mira, estoy marcando porque parece que usted o Alma habló con un compañero mío que estaba interesado en vender la propiedad y nomás quería confirmar a ver si era cierto eso.
No, no para nada.
Ah, ok, muy bien. So, no están interesados en vender.
No, pues no. Yo no
Ok.
recuerdo, yo soy el dueño, ¿verdad? Pero no recuerdo haber hablado con alguien. ¿Cuánto ofrecen o qué?
Pues lo que estoy mirando ahorita en las notas, me pasaron en la información y estoy mirando que en las notas que estaba pidiendo $76,000.
Canijo.
Sí, a lo mejor está mala información, quién sabe, ¿verdad? Porque estoy mirando que la casa tiene el techo lo pusieron como hace 3 años, el aire acondicionado también. No está bien esa información.
A lo mejor sí, está más o menos correcto, sí.
Ok. La propiedad es de 2 recámaras y un baño.
Una tiene 2 recámaras y un baño, sí.
Ah, ok, muy bien. Ah, bueno, no, pues nomás, bueno, si ya me confirmó, si no está interesado, está bien, disculpe la molestia.
No hay cuidado.
Está bien, cuídese, adiós. Sorry, guys, no sat button on that one. So this guy was not interested. Supposedly on the notes, he wanted 76,000, and then he got scared when I gave him the number. All right, not interested. We're gonna just put it as moving on. So
You were trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet.
let's see. Do. Any questions, guys? Anything that any comments? Really quiet out there today. What's going on? Everybody's crushing it, I think. Let's see.
Forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 908.
All right, we're gonna pass on that.
System 83288.
So one thing that I want to say is that what I've noticed a lot, what's happening is a lot of people have DM me and asked me like, "Hey, is everything that you do on the Closers Lab, right? Which is ask questions, basically try to figure out if people are so, when you're talking to them, you know, when you approach the calls, are you being strategic? Are you just kind of winging it? And I've always told everybody, like, I got into a point where where everything's strategic. It may look like it's kind of all over the place, but for the most part, what I'm trying to do is as I navigate the conversations, as I navigate the conversation, I want to make sure that I basically I want to make sure that I make sure that I talk to that I get them to the point in the script, or I get them to the point where I want to build rapport and get them to talk to me, right? I want to make sure that they understand that there's a sales process. I'm not just going to, you know, veer off that sales process just because they want to know certain information. That's the one thing that I see a lot of you are scared of, which is maintaining the conversation to basically not maintaining, sorry, controlling it and navigating the conversation to get it to where you need to, which is to move the sale tangibly forward. A lot of people fell on that. They get the seller start going sideways, and the seller starts to ask questions, and the seller starts to basically what is it called? It starts to ask questions about what's the offer. Can you do this for me? And it throws you off for a little bit. And this is why you got to be prepared. You got to do your behaviors before you get on the phones. What's the end goals? What are the 3 objections that you're going to get today? What are those rebuttals to those objections? Now, like I said, I've gotten to a point now with experience and doing this for so long where, you know, I probably heard everything in the book. Do I still get thrown off sometimes? Of course, I'm like you guys, right? I'm able to recuperate a lot faster. That's the only difference because of the experience. That's why when people ask me, like, you know, it looks like it's kind of all over the place, or whatever the case may be, but it's very strategic. The questions, I always acknowledge what the seller's telling me, because I want to have empathy, right? I want to make sure that they know that I'm listening to them, that they know that I'm listening to them, and I'm confirming what they're telling me, then so I can navigate them back to where I want to. Because if you don't do that, when someone says something and you just skip over it, they're going to start to get really uncomfortable, and they're not going to like that because they're not being heard. They're not being heard or understood. And the last thing a person wants to do when they're talking to a stranger is not being heard or understood. And so, and the better you can get at that, then you're going to have more success when it comes to the conversation. So, how do you handle divorce scenarios when one spouse wants to list and the other is the one who has reached out to us to sell privately? I would say it's a tough situation. I would say that, you know, I would recommend getting them both on the phone if you can, so they can sell privately. Get them both to sign, because at the end of the day, if they're both on the deed, they both own the property. You can't just do it with one signature, right? You can't just have one person sign and the other one not want to. So it's tough. If they're not talking, like say they're not, there's no relationship there and they're not talking, what you need to do is you need to make sure that you actually what is it called, get the phone number for the other spouse, right? And then you can call that other person and try to build rapport with them, figure out what their situation is. And both of them are going to have different motivations, absolutely, right? And you know this in the scenario you just disclosed, which is one wants to list, the other one wants to sell privately. So you're going to have to talk to them, probably in this case individually, because most likely than none, in divorce cases, they're not talking to each other, right? They're either going through attorneys, family members, a third party, whoever the case may be. That's what I've seen. And so if you're talking to the one that wants to sell privately, you got to get the intel. You got to, you know, if you got them on your side, now you got to call that other party involved and talk to them and figure out how they want to how they want to handle the situation, find out their pain, why they want to list, and and try to talk to them about how you already build great rapport with your other party and this and that. So Eric said you can't, Sebastian. Yeah, 100% you can't. It's a lot easier process. You have both agree on the private sale. Oh, 100%, 100%. And obviously Eric agrees. So do you go into more convincing mode with the spouse that wants to list or sift the way? No, you never go into convincing mode. And the reason why is because the harder you go into convincing mode, the more they're going to push away. So you try to convince them of something. What you can do though is share third-party stories, right? Like, Sebastian, I was helping a couple in the same situation in the past, and what happened was similar. One wanted to sell, one didn't, and obviously, what happened at the end of the day. I built really great rapport with one spouse, and the other one with both spouses, because I'm just the middleman here. I'm just trying to buy the property. And at the end of the day, they didn't want to. One of them didn't want to sell, so they ended up going to court, right? They ended up having to court, and they ended up having to get a real estate agent involved, and now they had to go list the property. Now they had to go through all these loopholes, and they had to jump through all these loopholes in order to get this thing settled and satisfied. Now, if you have time and you're not too concerned about going through that whole process, then by all means, right? Like go through that process. My job today is just to figure out, how I can help you both to get this done and move you forward to the next chapter of your life. So what you want to do is you don't want to go in convincing mode ever. No, it doesn't matter the situation. That's not what we do. We don't convince people, right? Um, but don't disqualify them either too fast. Talk to them, figure out what's going on. They might just be upset, right? And maybe if you talk to them alone, on the phone, maybe they'll open up to you. And then, like I said, share a third party story, bring in a third party story of somebody that you helped in the past in similar situations. Where you had two parties that one of them didn't want to sell, the other one was pretty upset to the other one, and you were just in the middle, and just share what can happen. Give them the scenarios, right? You could go to court. You could, and that's what happens here. I don't know. You're in Canada, so potentially it might be different, but I don't think so. So that way you can get them on your side too as well. So hopefully that helps to answer that. But yeah, I definitely would not go into any type of convincing mode, just because that's not what you want. That's not what we do, right? We don't try to convince people to do anything with us. So, man, I don't know what is happening today, but this thing just shut down on me. What in the world? Goodness. Let's see. Yeah, we're having some really technical difficulties this morning. First, the list didn't want to. Yeah, okay, I see. First, the list didn't want to upload. Now it just crashed on me. So I apologize about that, guys. Wow. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know how to fix this. Something's going on. I'm not going to try to fix this on live. So, guys, I apologize, but I don't know what happened. The dialer just crashed, and then it's telling me that there's no more data available now. So I try to get people on the phone for you guys. For some reason, we were crashing and burning over here. And that happens. It's a live show. There's nothing that can. There's many things that can go wrong. I would want to jump into cold calling, but I don't want to do that. But I'm open to answering your questions. Obviously, before I end the show, I don't want to end it because I want to. What questions do you guys have? What's going on? What I can tell you is that we're seeing we're seeing a lot of people now shifting over to still struggling to shift. Excuse me, over to getting properties at a deeper discount. I'm seeing that still quite a bit. I don't know why. Understanding that the market has shifted, but for some reason people are still concerned. They're worried. They're afraid they're afraid to make that offer. They're afraid to basically make that offer that needs to be made so they can have a deal, right, under a deal at a certain percentage. And I think if you don't move to that mindset faster than you should, you're going to struggle for a very long time. So we need to make sure that you got to speed it up. You got to get with the times of what's happening, because you're going to fall behind, right? Is negotiating at a deeper discount, getting comfortable with the lower offer, getting comfortable with, basically talking to sellers and letting them know, like, hey, we're not back in January. We're not back last year. The times have changed. Obviously it's taking a lot longer to sell properties on the market. So it's just a different conversation. You got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And most likely that most people are going to talk to you. Most people are going to, have that conversation with you where you can basically, what is it called? Have that conversation to see if you can lock up some deals at a discount. There's still people out there that need to be helped. And so the less time you spend wasting time with those that don't want to sell, the more time you're going to have for people that want to sell. So, man, this sucks. I really wanted to get on the phones, have some conversations, and I'm not going to cold call just because for time's sake, but I really apologize about this technical difficulty. So I don't know what is happening or what happened actually. So I wanted to get some people on the phone. So guys, if you have any questions, put the questions in the comment section. What appointments you guys have coming up? What what appointments you have coming up? What scenarios you're dealing with? What sellers are you talking to right now? What are you running into? Anything that I can help you to break down, so that way you can help the situation. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I've never done this before, but let me see something. Let me see if I can do this really quick. Mm-mm-mm. All right, let's see. Who wants to jump on the live with me? Who wants to come on right now? Talk about this deal. Who wants to come on the live? I've never done this before, but I think I want to do this just because of the technical difficulties that we had. Who would like to jump on the live right now? I'll put the link in the description. If you want to jump, you just got to be in front of your computer. That's the only thing. You can't do it through your phone. You're not going to be able to get on if you're on your phone. If you are on a computer, you can definitely jump on. So Ryan says, "Give this guy." I appreciate it, bro. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, if you don't have any questions and you are you don't need any help with any of your appointments that you have coming up or anything, then what I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna end it early because I wanted to make calls, but obviously we have this. I had this situation happen with the it just for some reason it went down. So let me see. Can I have someone call you as a seller? Can I have someone call you as a seller? Um, you want somebody to call seller, or can I have someone call you as a seller? Yeah, you can for sure. Let's see. Max, when you got started, at what point or how did you determine to invest in sales coaching program and or mentoring? That is a really good question. I actually, everybody has limitations at some point, and everybody struggles with things at some point. And what happens is just that when you get to understand what business you're in, like for example, what happens, a lot of us that do wholesaling and real estate in general, we don't understand that we're in a marketing and sales business, right? And so as you learn that as you go, is we're not in real estate, just happens to be that product, but we're in a marketing and sales business. How do you get better, right? How do you grow? How do you get better? So there's got to be points in your life that says, I need help with this, right? I need help with that. That's why I'm not a big believer in learning just to learn. Like that's just entertainment, right? That's not education. There's a difference between entertainment and education. If you read a book, if you watch a YouTube channel, if you go get coaching and you like the stuff and you basically you go and you don't apply any of the stuff that you learn in the book on YouTube or at the mastermind or coaching, all you're doing is entertaining yourself. So I said all that because there has to come to a point in your life where you have to say, okay, I need help with this. Where can I go search for this? And so when I was doing this, when I started doing this, I wasn't really that good on the phones. I wasn't really, converting at a high level. I wasn't really having the greatest conversations. It was all logical conversation. It was all about the money. It was all about the offer. It was all about how lower I can get versus how high the what do you call it? The how high the seller wanted. So you got to balance it. You got to figure out when it is time for you to say, okay, I think I need to get coaching on this. And it's stuff that you struggle with, right? There's no right or wrong answer. There's no one can say, okay, once you're into this for 2 years, you got to get coaching. No, it's as you grow, as you struggle, is how are you going to grow and how are you going to get through those struggles in order to be better. And that's the way you got to look at it. So, Max, what's your view on making bulk offers on market deals? I've seen a couple. So on market deals are different because you're not dealing with the seller directly, right? The conversation that you have with sellers, you don't have with agents. For agents, it's not an emotional conversation; it's a logical conversation. Now, it could be some pain there on people, on agents that can't sell the property. Like say it's been on the market for 45 to 60 days or more. So then with that, I'm okay as long as you don't do it yourself. I know there's people who have people doing it, or there's like, I know a guy out here in Phoenix that was doing bulk offers, but he was doing it through email through the MLS, and he had a really good system. So with on market deals, it's a whole different story now, because like I said, you're not talking to sellers directly. You're actually talking to the agents. So yeah, I'm not opposed to that. I just, as far as making offers itself, like let's say that you're calling sellers, and your job and one of your key performing indicators is, hey, today I got to make 25 offers, and that's your sole focus. That for me, that I don't like. Some people do it, that's fine, but that's not a business model that I follow. But as far as on market deals, it's a whole different ball game, because now, like I said, you're talking to the agent directly. You're not really talking to the homeowner. So there's not the conversation's way very, very different when it comes to those type of situations. Sebastian, going back to your question, can I have someone call you as a seller? You're talking about role playing. I'm trying to figure that out. I went back and looked at it again. Or do you have a seller that you want to call? If you can elaborate just a little bit more on that. So, I think that's it. Not a lot of questions on here. Let me see if I can get. I'm going to put the link on here, and if you want to jump on the live with me, go ahead. Boom. Don't share that link. I'm just kidding. Just remember, you have to be in front of a computer, though. You can't do it. I just put the link inside the chat. You do have to be in front of a computer. You cannot get on if you're not in front of a computer. It doesn't work on your phone. So if you feel comfortable jumping on, Sebastian, jump on. We can talk about that. We can role play. Let's see. Yeah, it's a Jose. That's a really I like that the question, because I think a lot of people are doing that right now. There's this big, just like novations earlier. The question with novations, that the making offers on MLS is actually it's something that's come up. I think it's getting popular now, right? I think people are starting to, realize, it's becoming mainstream. Just like wholesaling became mainstream a couple years ago. Back when I first started, it wasn't as mainstream as it's been. I remember only a few knew about the strategy, and then it just started to grow. It just started to grow more and more. But yeah, making offers on market, it's a strategy that's being used quite a bit. So that so it's definitely worth making the offers when you're going on market. So and I put the link in there for anyone that wants to jump on, wants to come on, talk about their situation. Don't be afraid. We're going to discuss. You're more than welcome to jump on with me and basically talk about the any appointments you got, anything that you want to break down. We can role play a situation, right? Whatever it is that you want to do. I'm more than willing to have you jump on and get on with me. So the link's the link's only in YouTube. For those of you guys that are watching on Facebook, it was not going to be inside Facebook. It's on YouTube right now. So that way you can go over there and click on that link. So if you're wanting to jump on with me, yes. If not, that's all right. We can end it early. So any other questions you guys might have? Anything I can help you with? Any appointments that you guys have going on? Let me see. All right. Looks like we got Sebastian on. You ready, Sebastian? Yo, what's going on, man?
How's it going?
All right. Looks like we got Sebastian on. You ready, Sebastian?
Yep, for sure. Can you hear me?
Yo,
Yeah.
what's going on, man?
Hold on real quick.
All right, looks like we got
I'm getting some feedback
You ready, Sebastian?
from you.
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yo,
Your
on, man?
YouTube. Hold on real quick.
all right,
Maybe turn off your like mute your YouTube in the background.
Can you hear me now?
There we go. Perfect.
Perfect.
No more
Yeah.
echo. What's going on? You're live, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
The
Yeah.
brave one, Sebastian.
I just wanted to go through like the scenario I just had, I don't know, an hour or two ago with the seller. Maybe I pretend to be the seller. If we could just role play that and kind of see how you would have dealt with it.
Yeah, we could do that. Let's do it. So, this was a follow-up call then?
Yeah, somewhat. I had kind of like a cold caller, just kind of reach out to them, and I had
Okay,
just
got
a couple notes on them, but that's really it.
And then who are we talking to? Are we calling the party that's wanting to sell, or the party that's not that wants to list?
Okay, so this wouldn't be the divorce scenario. This would be a scenario where the son passed away recently in the house, and I'm the owner of the house, so my son passed away in the house, and then we would maybe just kind of play that scenario through.
Okay, got it. And okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and do it.
Cool.
All right. Hello, Sebastian.
Hey, who's calling?
Hey, Sebastian, it's Max. I can't remind me. This is a follow-up, right? It's not a cold call.
Correct. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, perfect. Hey, Sebastian, it's Max. I'm just following through on our conversation we had last time and wanted to, touch base with you on a couple of things.
Okay.
Yeah, probably caught you at a bad time.
No, it's fine.
Okay, perfect. The last time we spoke, I know we talked about, quite a bit of things, and I always like to start off the conversation with, what do you remember from that last call that you and I talked?
Or actually, Max, a little bit differently. So someone gave me notes. You haven't talked to me ever before.
Oh, got it. It's already going bad. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Got it. Okay. So okay, perfect. Let's go. Let's scratch that. So, okay. So Sebastian, so it looks like you spoke to one of my team members, and there's some notes on here, but you know how that is. The notes don't always tell the whole story. Obviously, there's some gaps, and I just wanted to follow through on some of the questions and make sure I fill in those gaps. Is that okay?
Sure.
All right. Perfect. I appreciate that. And so one of the things that I wanted to ask, obviously what I see on the notes here is that, it looks like you're considering selling the property. There was a situation happening with your son. Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
Okay. How long ago was that?
It was actually just last week.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear that. Wow. Okay. And then your son lived in the house?
Yep.
Okay. How long was he there?
He lived there, it's about a year.
Okay. Got it. So he lived there about a year, and so he passed about a week ago. And so how's that been within the last week with having to deal with the property and everything he had and stuff?
It's been fine.
Okay, got it. So it sounds like so how come you're considering selling it?
Well, again, he passed away. I don't have a need for the property anymore, and I'm just kind of calling around and seeing who. Getting an assessment, seeing, what the property's worth, who can kind of get me the highest offer on it.
Got it. Okay. Assessment, that's an interesting word. So are you wanting to get like an appraisal on it? Figure out what it's worth?
Oh, no. Just trying to see what you guys would be able to offer me. I have a realtor coming next week as well, and just seeing what you guys can do.
Okay, I see. Well, let's do this. Let's pretend that all the offers were the same. They were the highest. You liked all the offers. I mean, what else do you need to see or hear to make you feel comfortable selling if all the numbers were the same?
I mean, is your offer going to be as high as, what the realtor can get me? Because that's kind of really what's the most important thing here is like who's going to get me the highest one. Okay.
Well, let's pretend that they're all the same, even as the realtor. What else do you need to see to make you feel comfortable selling it? Or here?
That's pretty much it.
Okay. So it doesn't matter when it closes. It doesn't matter when earnest money gets dropped. None of that stuff matters then. It's all about the highest number.
I mean, for the most part.
Okay. Well, what I can tell you is I won't be the highest, obviously. I've never have been. And if I am in a situation, I would be scared. But people still sell to me. Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
So yeah, no, that's fair, obviously, right? Because you don't know me, and we're just talking right now. Typically, because people do want to choose their own closing date. And I know in the past, people have sold to me, they want a hassle-free transaction, no showings. They want to choose their own date. They want this to be as easy as possible. And that's why, right? That's why a lot of people sell to me. I just don't know if you're looking for those type of benefits.
No, those don't really apply to me.
Okay. So you and I have been talking now for like the last, I would say, 5 to 7 minutes. I really have an indication of what you would consider selling to somebody like myself, right? That buys for cash. What am I missing here? I'm really confused.
No, I mean it sounds like you're right on that. I mean, it doesn't sound like you guys are able to really compete. It sounds like you guys are going to give me like a lower offer than what I'd be able to get on the market. So I don't really, maybe I'll end the conversation here as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. Again, I always tell people this. If you're looking to maximize the property, you obviously want to list with an agent. If you're looking for, if you want to get it done without doing the showing, if you have the time too, right? If you have the time, you have the money for repairs, because obviously you're going to run into conventional buyers. They're going to come in, walk the house. And if you have time and you have the money to make those repairs and all that, by all means, I mean, I always tell, people to list it with a real estate agent.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So what should we do?
I mean, I think we should end it here then.
All right. Sounds good. So a lot of probing, right? You saw that. So there's, it's hard. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm probing. I'm trying to see what, what angle I can hit, attack you from and things like that. But right, never went into convincing mode. I even at the end where I was like, hey, we've been talking for like the 5-7 minutes. I haven't heard an indication why you would consider selling to somebody like myself. What am I missing? Right. And you said it, like that was the nail in the coffin. Like, boy, because I know you're not going to pay me what I want, right? The highest offer. There's one thing I probably should have done was, and I just thought about this as we ended the role plays. We should have went to talk about creative. See if you're open to that. I don't know. Did you try that at all?
No. Once when I talked with her, she just kept pushing like highest offer, and I just like when the realtor friend is coming next week. And like she already loves working with them. She's worked with them before. All this stuff. I was like, this is not really.
Yeah. She's trying to sell you on why you should pay the highest based on the relationship, right? Yeah. So at that point, and let me back up here a little bit. And that's one of the reasons why talking about creative was not really enticing to me when I'm talking to somebody like that, because I know because you have answers to every situation. You have the capability of taking care of what you need to take care of. So even though you still want to, take your shot, right, with creative, but if you did that already, it's just, there's not a lot of, there's a situation there, like I always talk about, right? Like you even talked about your story today on IG, but there's really, that situation hasn't became motivation to personally affect her, where it's like, I could get rid of this. I'm frustrated. I don't want to deal with this. I'm overwhelmed with the passing. Like, so, and you're going to run into that. It's unfortunately, there's nothing you can do on that. So,
yeah. Cause with this scenario, someone who sent me the lead, they sent the lead. The son was doing drugs in the house with squatters, all that. And then literally the day after I got the lead, he passed away. And it's like all of a sudden where the pain really was kind of gone, because she, as bad as it sounds, like she now had a vacant house and she could just list it, and she didn't have the pain associated with what was going on in the house.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I don't, again, not a lot there. And I'm pretty sure her answers were just like you, right? Very vague, short. But one thing you notice is with you, right? Even though it's a role play, is I try to slow down the conversation, right? I would acknowledge what you say. Okay. To see, because what happens as people are analyzing the data you're giving them or what they need to say next, what happens, there might be something like, okay, well, let me give this guy a shot, right? Like in that question of, I'm not always the highest, and if I am, I probably would be scared, but people still sell to me even though I'm not the highest. Why do you think that is? Obviously you want them to say why they think that is, then that's the answer. Absolutely right. That's why. But if they say like, I don't know, Why do they? Then you can do the third party story, right? Instead of, well, this is why. Let me convince you. Well, this is why. In the past, other sellers, who sold to me because they wanted the convenience of choosing their own closing date. They wanted whatever the case may be, right? You share that as a third party story. Yep.
Awesome.
Cool, man. Anything else?
Would you go back to the seller if if you maybe missed a couple of those points? There was also because basically I just kind of I brought up the I'm not always the highest offer, that sort of thing, but I didn't mention how we trained about why do you think that is, or are you looking for the offer that's going to land in your bank account, or that sort of thing. I didn't touch on that. Is it even worth going back to them to or even the realtor that they're going to bring up, or the realtor who's supposed to list it? Is it even worth bringing up the thing about the commissions and dropping those, or would you just kind of move on at this point?
So one thing if I would have kept the conversation going, like, about the agent, I would say I would have scorched the earth with the agent. Maybe if you haven't done that, go back and say, hey, there were some things I wanted to just follow through on that I forgot to mention on the call. My fault. One thing that I'm running into a lot, even with, in the past, people that sold to me and people that have enlisted and come back, was agents telling them that they can get them this much on the property. And what happens, it sits there for 3 months, 4 months. So I'm taking my buyer's hat off here, right? And I'm putting on my consultant's hat on. And what I want to do is ask the agent this question. Hey, I'm going to let you list the property, which is okay. You think we can get this number? You're 100% adamant sure that you can. But if we can't get it, if we don't get one offer within the first 3 weeks to 30 days, are you willing to reduce your commission by 1.5%? And if the agent loses confidence and they're like, oh, I can't do that, then that means that they're not confident that they can sell that property for that much, right? So you definitely can do that. You can drop and scorch the earth. You can go back and just but now you're going to have to come in as a consultant and not a buyer. That makes sense? Mm-hmm. You're going to have to take your buyer's hat off, because if you come in and try to maneuver the conversation, you're gonna be seen more as trying to convince her now. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. So just call her back, and I think Mateo just posted that as well. So scorch the earth about the realtor. Yeah. So I definitely would do that. Call her back, and they'll appreciate that even more. So, and I can tell you they'll remember you for sure.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yep. Cool, man. Good to have you on. Awesome, guys. I just reposted the link. Have a couple minutes for another for somebody else that wants to jump on with me. If you want to jump on live with me, and what Mateo was talking about here, what I just explained to Sebastian, is that scorch the earth. You can scorch the earth with real estate agents as well as scorching the earth with other investors in the area, right? Which is great when it comes to people actually trying to sellers, trying to get the most for the property, and then trying to flex on you that they're going to talk to a real estate agent. So, but I just dropped the link. If anybody else wants to jump on live, we could talk about a scenario. We can role play like we did with Sebastian if you want. He was pretty hard. He's a hard seller, right? Not giving me a lot, but that happens. That's what you see. That's normal. Especially trying to navigate those. But if you notice, I didn't disqualify him too fast, even though he was just going, yes, I don't know. Okay. There's a process, right, that you put him through. And then at the end, we're going to end the sale, but we're not going to end the call. Even at the very end, you guys all saw, I said, so what should we do next? Right? Because you never want to end, you want to end the sale, but you never want to end the call. You don't want to be the one to end the call, never, on any situation. You want to be the person that ends the sale, and then the seller know, like, hey, this is not it. So what should we do next? And if they say, well, I think we should hang up now. So that's a difference. Then basically you would do that, hang up the call. So let me see if there's any other questions in here. And the link's in there, guys. If you want to jump on, the link's in the comment section. Don't be afraid. Let's get you on. Let's talk about your situation. Let's talk about your deal. Let's talk about your appointment. Let's talk about, a past deal, something that if you think you should have done something better, what could you have done? Let me see. Scourge. Colby, I appreciate the comment, by the way, man. Thank you. Let's see. Excuse me. Okay, so nobody's jumping on, and we have a new comment here. Given a potential closing date to motivate when the pain. Let's see. Giving a potential closing date to motivate when the pain will end. Giving a potential. Let me read that question again. Giving a potential closing date to motivate when the pain will end. Yeah. If I'm understanding the comment or the statement correctly, is you can definitely. I get what you're saying about giving a closing date for them to realize like this is when everything's gonna end, right? This is when you could do that. Sometimes you can have them. I prefer to have them give me that information. Now, not everybody's gonna know when they want to close, so you're going to basically have to. Excuse me. You're going to have to. Give it to them for sure. Give them that closing date. So I would say that I like it, because that's when their situation is going to change the day that the property closes and they get their money and they're able to move to the next phase of their life, right? There's no problem with that. I mean, yeah, I would definitely do that. I don't think there's a problem. Again, I prefer for them to tell me when they want to close and when they want to be done with this, when they want to be done with that pain, when they want to be done with that situation they got going on. But a lot of people don't know, Jose. So it's okay to help them out and tell them like, here's when we get it done for you, right? Now, what I would probably take it a step further and have them give them the two, I call it the two options, right? Always give people two options. Do you want it done in 30 days or 60 days, 45 days, 15 days, 30 days? So that way they're not just stuck with one option and then they get analysis paralysis trying to decide whether they want to do that option or not. So let's see. Cool, everyone. Well, it seems like nobody wanted to jump on the live. So thank you, everyone that watched. I apologize again for the technical difficulties. Thank you guys for all the questions. Sebastian was the only brave one to jump on to talk about his situation and his lead. So I'm probably going to do this a little bit more. I actually like that. So we'll do some calling. We'll do some live role playing. We'll talk about deals, their situation. And then that way, you guys can get the answers and hopefully it'll help you out to go get the appointment. So I really appreciate everyone for jumping on. Thank you for being on the show. We will be back and better and faster the next time. Talk to you guys later. Peace.